Hello, everybody. It's me, Get Dio, and it's channel update time. And important channel update it is, because some of you may have noticed a couple things have been a little chaotic lately, and I'm just going to tell you why real quick. But first, Extra Life. Went really well this year. It was like ancient history now, but special thank you to everyone who donated. And you might think I'm just saying that, but we'll get to that as well. We raised lots of money, and if you look at like the groups Team Get Waved is around, we're doing some really cool stuff. If you like look at our ranking in the world, it's like pretty good. So what that means is fans of like my channel and Quill 18 and Y Caliber and everybody are really cool. So thank you for that. The money donated to my charity of choice, the Stollery Children's Hospital, has been very helpful because every year I'll or at least at the more recent ones, I've tried to say, oh, hey, like I had a friend and their kids had to go here or anything. And maybe that always seemed kind of abstract to you, but if you want to know why some of the scheduling has been off on things and why we're behind on a couple series, because a lot of people have been like, when's Metroid gonna happen and when's Dragon Quest Builders gonna continue and all that. So I try not to get too personal on any of these, although the FF15 intro is maybe an exception to that. But if you want to know at least one person who's very, very thankful that you donated to help a children's hospital and who has a kid who was in dire need of one and got special medical attention that was needed, you're listening to one. So a big personal thank you to everyone who donated, because it's been a difficult few days and things are getting a lot better now. But yeah, if you want to know who you helped me, which is ironic because I always say like, oh, none of the money goes to me, it's all going to the hospital. And then, well, that's where we ended up. So yeah, big thank you everybody. And even if you didn't donate, but you were just sort of out there and you just watched the channel or you were along for Extra Life, yeah, thank you very much. It was important. Moving on. Currently, we're doing Final Fantasy 15. That's the Let's Play in question. I'm sort of viewing that as the primary one right now. Boo, boo. So, the goal is to have that going on through all of December, and then I'm going to try to get back to having a second LP going on every day, including Metroid Zero Mission. That's probably my highest priority to finish off. There's no Metroid Zero Mission page. We just have to look at Google image results. Because Nintendo could not love Metroid less, apparently. And someone really ought to, without infringing on copyright, take the cool ideas of the Metroid series and recreate them and correct for problems that have come up in games like Other M. It's me. You should keep following me. Moving on. So I want to finish off Zero Mission just because like that one's going to be super quick, I think. We're probably about a little over halfway through the game. Dragon Quest Builders, we're also way past halfway through the game. I plan on finishing that one as well. Oh, you're not supposed to see that. Galactic Civilizations 3. Some people were asking, Dave, are you going to do more 4X in the near future? We're going to finish this one off at some point. Halcyon 6. Maybe? I don't know. And since I typically give a little bit of an update on what's been going on in the game development, it has been a little bit slower because of, circumstances lately. I have not been at home very much lately, but it's going on. And a lot of the update has been like preliminary work pertaining to combat. So right now I'm basically like, I'm doing some extra animations, and that's going to be a regular thing, and just for a couple of very specialized actions. I don't want to share it, but it's kind of a cool power-up. I'm hoping it feels kind of like your Spider-Man. But anyway, we've got that, and preliminary combat coding. So right now, basically, I've just set up like a whole bunch of dummy like guns. So just like a box that shoots a bullet, and then I sort of point it at different places on the character and like make sure under all these different circumstances, like the impact is absorbed correctly and like the right animations play and like the right amount of force hits. Like right now, a problem is like if you're crouching, you get knocked back really far, but if you're like in midair, it doesn't do a whole lot. So just little tiny tweaks on things like that and figuring out how to apply the physics system the best and how to combine that with the input system the best, because there's always a bit of a tension. Like when Team Meat was working on Super Meat Boy back in the day, Edmund McMillan mentioned that he didn't like working with like applying forces because it always felt weird. Because you could think of like moving your character in terms of applying a force in the direction that you're pointing your analog stick. So if we think about Mega Man, like if you want him to walk right, you push right on the D-pad, and from a programmatic point of view, you could add force in that direction. But it always gives a bit of a floaty feel to it. Like it would work really well for like a space combat sim, but it doesn't quite feel right. Like you'd have to do a bunch of really weird stuff to limit all sorts of weird things. And a character like Mega Man has zero inertia. If you want to change a direction in midair, he immediately can go in the opposite direction at his max velocity instantly. So that doesn't translate well to Newtonian physics. So what they did and what I'm doing is like manipulating the velocity directly. And if you're not into physics or whatever, you might not care about the difference, but you basically just say, go this fast, and then I sort of throttle it however I want. But then you have to reconcile some problems. Like if no movement buttons, no D-pad, no analog is being pushed, the direction is like 0. But if you're getting hit, you don't want the velocity to be 0. You want it to be like, like a recoil. So you have to have some rules to override it. And that's the sort of stuff that's being worked on now. So if you want to support the channel, either like the videos I'm working on and like paying for all the games, or paying for all the equipment, or help the game I'm working on and trying to code to resurrect what was good about a beloved and neglected and forgotten and ruined series, then you can do a couple things. You can support me via Patreon, and you can click a link here to check it out, or you can, just watch the videos and keep me company out here. And thank you so much for everybody who's watched this video, and thank you for all the, there's been a lot of different types of support lately, so much appreciated, and I'll see you all in the next Let's Plays.